Hey everyone, just kiss the ring. Just bend the knee. That's all I require. And you can have your life. You can have your freedom back. That's the message that's being sent purposely. I'll add, although I have no proof of this, just my speculation. But it makes sense once you've heard this particular story and how it's written. It's being contributed to the National Post, but it's originally a Reuters article produced by Kate Cadell and Thomas Suen, December 16th, 2020. Headline, One Night in Wuhan, Liberated People Party Maskless in COVID-19's Original Epicenter. Woo, baby! Yeah! Party time! Sounds like they're having a whole lot of fun over there in Wuhan. Let's read this article and find out how they got to that point. After experiencing the first wave of epidemic in Wuhan and then the liberation, I feel like I'm living a second life. Oh, that sounds exciting. Can I get me some of that? How can I get me some of that? What rules do I have to follow? What steps do I got to take to get me some of that freedom? Because it sounds so liberating. And that's a bit of a weird picture, right? What's up with that? Look at the caption underneath. People play with toy guns outside a bar at night, almost a year after the global outbreak of the coronavirus disease in Wuhan, Hubei province, China, December 11th, 2020. Photo by Ali Song, Reuters. Very strange, right? In a crowded Wuhan beer hall, Zhang Huang wipes birthday cake from her face after a food fight with her friends. Ah, good old food fight. Yeah, that's fun. Man, that sounded fun, right? That's fun stuff. After experiencing the first wave of epidemic in Wuhan and then the liberation, I feel like I'm living a second life, says Zhang, 29, who works in a textile shop in the central Chinese city that was the original epicenter of COVID-19. Outside, maskless partygoers spill onto the streets, smoking and playing street games with toy machine guns and balloons. Woo! Once again, sounds very exciting. Sounds a whole lot like the opposite of what you're seeing take place in Canada. Yeah, here in Kazakhstan, even just daring to play hockey, little game of shinny, out in Alberta on a big giant outdoor ice rink can get you beaten down and beaten up, as well as charged from the local Gestapo. And yeah, that's for not wearing a mask while you're playing hockey outside in Alberta. Nightlife in Wuhan is back in full swing almost 7 months after the city lifted its stringent lockdowns, and the city's young partygoers are embracing the catharsis. Woo! Party time, folks, party time. Look at them. Look, that looks fun, right? Another caption, people dance at a nightclub in Wuhan, Hubei province, China, December 11th, 2020. Another photo by Ali Song. Like I say, they're trying to give you not just the audio cues, but the video cues as well. See, this is how propaganda works, folks. I hope you're paying attention. Because, yeah, I should have called this video Propaganda 101. This is how it's done, right? In scenes unimaginable in many cities around the world, reeling under a resurgence of the pandemic, second wave here in the West, right? Young Wuhan residents during a recent night out crowd surfed, ate street food, and packed the city's nightclubs as they look to make up for lost time, right? We're having fun over here and you're not. You fuckers are locked down, masked up, and living miserable all by your lonesome, I'll add. While we're over here partying, we're not wearing no mask. We're back to living life completely normal. How did that happen, right? China, the communist country, the communist state, the West, supposed to be free. But they're the ones that are apparently free. We're the ones that are suffering under oppression. Well, how can we change this back? Once again, let's read on. The revival of the city's hard-hit nightlife economy offers a glimpse into the post-pandemic lifestyle that many hope will become a reality in 2021 after the global rollout of a COVID-19 vaccines. Oh, well, we're getting a little hint, little sniff there, little sniffling of where they're going, where they're leading us to, what path they're leading our minds down, right? After the global rollout of the vaccine. Hey, after a global rollout of the vaccine, that they may very well give you access to these kinds of freedoms. Of course, it requires that you take the vaccine, right? Wuhan hasn't reported a new locally transmitted case of the disease since May 10th, after undergoing one of the strictest lockdowns worldwide. Well, there you go. There's one other way. Hey, if we wanted to have the freedoms that they're having over there, well, we just had to have these kind of even more strict lockdowns imposed on us. That's another message I'm hearing there is strict lockdowns means freedom, right? That's the message I'm getting. What about you? And yet another picture of more partygoers, right? The city of 11 million was shut off from the rest of China in a surprise overnight lockdown beginning January 23rd, with roadblocks erected and planes, trains, and buses barred from entering the city. Almost 3,900 of China's 4,634 recorded COVID-19 deaths occurred in the industrial city. Students, musicians, artists, and young workers, the backbone of the city's nightlife scene, told stories of being stuck in their homes for months, many using the opportunity to prepare for a time when the city would recover. Some of my new music will definitely be about the pandemic time, said Wang Zhao, frontman of Wuhan pop rock band Mad Rat, which drew a crowd of over 100 people to a local venue on a recent Wednesday night. Okay. Wang flailed and jumped on stage, pulling crowd surfing fans on stage, and at one point tossed his faux leopard skin coat into the screaming audience. He said one of the new songs was inspired by the 3 months he spent living in close quarters with his mother. Okie doke. Many said the end of the lockdown has inspired larger turnouts. During the epidemic time, Wuhan was really a dead city, said rock music enthusiast Yi Yi after the show. Now people are all coming out to eat and have fun. I don't think there was as many people before the epidemic. Despite the thriving night scene, Wuhan business and restaurant owners say it could still be some time before the surge in turnover makes up for massive losses during the lockdown. But for patrons now flooding Wuhan's nocturnal hotspots, the message is more straightforward. I just really want to cherish this time, because in life you never know when it'll end, said Zhang in the Wuhan beer hall. Make every happy day count. So anyways, folks, that's the end of that particular article. A little bit weird, right? What the? It's so out of left field. I mean, think about it when it comes to the Wuhan thing, right? I mean, how many different ways could you paint that story? Or how many different narratives or ways that you could cover China, Wuhan, the virus, the outbreak? I mean, how everything is played out as a consequence of that, right? But no, this was a feel-good story. This was a great feel-good story. And like I say, the messaging that seemed to resonate and come across to me was, if we had done what China did, well, look at how much more freedoms we'd all be able to experience today, rather than being stuck, locked in, shut down, silenced, and muzzled. And it's not even subtle. It's literally like so blatantly in your face these days. I don't know what to say anymore about this other than the fact that I'll definitely place a link to this article in the description of the video below and move on to the next one. So, Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.